Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Slanted by Matt Tressel. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rows, meaning in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these green lines in the grid. These are German whisper lines. Adjacent digits on a line have to have a difference of at least 3. So if this was a 2, what has a difference of at least 3 with 2? Well, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Those all have a difference of 2 or less. But 5 has a difference of 3, that would be okay. And 6 has a difference of 4, that would be okay. So next to a 2, you can put a 5 or a 6, basically, on a German whisper line. We also have these circles in the grid that touch 4 cells. They're called quadruples for that reason. And the digits inside of the quadruple, each of them must appear at least once in the touched cells. So I could do like 3, 4, 1, 2. That would be fine. We have a 3 and a 4. I could do 3, 3, 4, 1 if we ignore the German whisper line. That would also work just fine for our 3 and our 4. We can double it. We can do more than just 1. But what we can't do is like 1, 2, 2, 4, right? We're missing the 3. Even though we have a 4, we don't have a 3. So that violates our quadruple. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. All right. This 3, 4 is interesting to me because 3 and 4 are special digits for German whispers. If you think about a 3, there is only one digit that is 3 away from a 3, and that is the 6. So a 3 here would force a 6 here and a 6 here. 4 is similar. The only digit is 1. So a 4 would put a 1 here and a 1 here or something like that. So this is definitely not a 3-4 pair, meaning at least one of the 3-4s escapes out. But it doesn't mean this is a 3-4 pair. It just means there's a 3 or a 4 somewhere here. So maybe we can't use that yet. We know there's a 1 and a 2 here. This is kind of a similar concept. This is not a 1-2 pair. So we're going to have a 1 or a 2 somewhere over here. Okay, one thing that I want to do is color. So I'm going to start with greens and purples. Now, what am I coloring here? I'm just going to alternate along the line here. We're alternating. So what this represents is that we can partition our digits 1 through 6 into 2 halves, the low half and the high half, lows and highs. Lows are going to be 1, 2, 3, and highs are going to be 4, 5, 6. Now, the difference of 3 forces us, if we have a low digit, it must be next to a high digit. If we have a high digit, it must be next to a low digit because we're going to be adding or subtracting 3. And that's just kind of how this range, we're going to be adding 3 to get to high, and from this range, we're going to be subtracting 3 to get to low. So I don't know whether green is low or high, but I do know that that purple's the other one, and they alternate like this on this line. I also know that there's exactly 3 greens and 3 purples in every row, column, and box. Now here, we know this is also alternating because it's a German whisper line. And so we're going to have these 2 be the same and these 2 be the same. So I don't know which one's green, but I do know that this contains exactly 2 greens. This is our 3rd green. So we need a 3rd purple, which goes here. Okay. Now this also alternates. So if we were to make both of these purple, that would be bad because we'd have 4 purples in the box. So this is 2 greens and then this is purple. All right. Same thing here. Well, okay. Well, not really. So what I could do is, I don't know if I want to do this, but I could do like red and yellow here. And now we know that red is complete by this green or this purple. We don't know which. And so then this would be yellow. I don't know if I want to use like a bunch of colors like that though. So what are we going to actually do here? So either this is a 1-2 pair or this is a 1-2 pair is one deduction. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. But the reason for that is we know that this is not a 1-2 pair because one's low and one's high, and both 1 and 2 are low. And so one of these is a 1 or a 2, but we can't do a 1-2 pair like this for the same reason. So either both lows or both. If green is low, this is a 1-2 pair. If purple's low, this is a 1-2 pair in order to get 1 and 2 in this quad. I guess it's the easier way to put that. And so that means that one of these 2 is a 3. Because if this is the 1-2 pair, then the last green is a 3. If this is a 1-2 pair, the last purple is a 3. Now, this cannot be a 3. 3 is special, right? 3 can only be next to 6, and so this would be 6 and this would be 6, and they'd be 2 6s sharing a box. So we can actually place the 3 here, and now we know that that green is actually low, which I'm going to change to blue because I like blue for low, like it's a cold temperature, and then orange for high, like it's a hot temperature. And so now this is our 1-2 pair, and this has to be 6, and then this is a 4-5 pair. Now 4 would require double 1. This is not a 3. This is a 1 or a 2. But we don't know that this is the 4, because we could just put a 3-4 pair here. This could be 4 and 3. So what do we do here? 4 here would require double 1, which isn't immediately wrong, at least. We have a 5-6 pair here. These two are the same. We can't necessarily force the same thing here where we have the... Okay, so can we do the same thing with kind of imaginary cases here? Let's just make these yellow again. Let's make this red, and then this is red. So where does the 5-6 go, I guess is my question. So there's two cases. Either if red is low, then the 5-6 goes here. And that would mean that, I guess I should say, if yellow's high, the 5-6 goes here. That's a more straightforward way to put it. If yellow's high, the 5-6 goes here, and then this is our 4. If red is high, then the 5-6 is here, and this is our 4. So basically what we're saying is, it's the same thing, it's just we have to kind of virtually imagine it, is that we know the 4 needs to go somewhere, but it does not go on this quad. Because this quad has 2 lows and 2 highs on it. Guaranteed. So if this quad has 2 lows and 2 highs, then I guess another way to put it is one of these is high, and the only high left is the 4. That's probably a much cleaner way to put it. And this cannot be the 4 because it would need double 1 there. So yellow is our high, and red is our low. These are from 1, 2, 3, but 4 has to be next to 1, so this is a 2, 3 pair. And then this is our 5-6 pair. Okay. Now 3 does not work here because it would require all of these to be 6, and you can't make both of these 6. So this is 2 and this is 3, and 2 needs to be next to a 5-6 pair. It can't be next to 4. That puts a 2 in this box and one of these two. That points, telling us that this is 1. So that kind of reinforces the ability of this to be a 4. Interesting. What's next? We know 3's in one of these two. So that's all of our lows, the 3 and the 1, 2. So this is high. And it can't be 5 or 6, so it's a 4. All right. 1 looks in this box, placing the 1 here. It's low. This can't be 4 or 5 or 6, so it's low, and it's not 1 or 3, so it's a 2. So it's basically a naked single 2. This is 3, 4, and the 4 looks up. So that's 3, that's 4. 3 is low. This is going to be a 3. That's high. This is a high 5. High 5. All right, that gives us 6 and 5 and 6 and 5. All right, so now we need a 4 in this quad here, and it just goes here. So we ended up not really needing to use the deductions of this quad at all. It just ended up being a 3. Just ended up placing a 4 there. That's okay. The 2 ends up down here, because this can't be 2. So this is 5 and this is 2. All right, I'm definitely going to have to use this, but let's see. Up here we have 1, 2, 6. So the 1 has to go here. This is our 2. This is our 6. These are low. This is high. All right. Now let's just fill these pairs out. This is a 5, 6 pair. Those are both high, and so that means this is low, high, and low. And that makes this low, low, and high. Now we can just fill them out. We can do the lows first. So this is 3. So something neat is that once you completely color the entire puzzle, low and high, and there's no, it's not quite true of this puzzle yet, but if there's no more variant things to deal with, so you're kind of down to classic Sudoku, then you basically have 2 puzzles. You have the lows and the highs that you can solve completely separately. In this case, this is on a German Whisper, so the 3 is going to force a 6 here, but this was already 6, so it might not matter. Anyway, that's 5, that's 6, that's 4, that's 5. So what I was saying is we could finish all the lows first, and then we can finish all the highs. But not super important. All right. Cool. That was a neat puzzle, Matt. I enjoyed the logic there. I kind of got bamboozled by thinking this would be important early on, when really it just placed a 4 eventually, but that's okay. I I liked this logic up here of, I think the streamlined version of the logic that I eventually reached was we're going to have 2 lows and 2 highs in this quad here. And since this quad uses up the 1 and the 2, the 3 ends up over here, but it can't be there. And same thing here. We're going to have 2 lows and 2 highs in this quad. And so the 4 needs to go somewhere, but it can't go here. So the 4 goes over here, but can't be here. So the 4 ends up there. That was neat logic. And you used it twice, but here, this helped us learn it. And then this helped us apply it in a more generic sense. That was pretty neat. All right, well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.